Hey everyone, I'll give you a few minutes to get on. This is Taylor Vessel with KWWL. Just got into downtown Waterloo following along with tonight's protest. Going to show you what I'm seeing right now. We're in the police parking lot chanting right now. Police have got streets blocked off for safety right now. Seems like there's a rather large crowd outside the police station right now. One of the larger crowds we've seen in the last few days. As I mentioned in my report earlier, only about 10 people between Monday and Tuesday had been detained and arrested and charged for rioting out of large groups just like this one. This possibly maybe one of the larger groups we've seen in the last 2 days. I'm walking up now to listen into the demonstration. I saw through the Courier's Facebook Live, lots of signs, lots of chanting, asking for justice for George Floyd, saying Black Lives Matter. Really kind of expressing their message that they're discontent with the justice system and also police brutality within America. Police did try to disperse them last night when they crossed 218. Doesn't seem like there's been any incidents yet tonight. I'm going to kind of walk around and show you the scene right now. So organizers are talking right now, just said all cops are not bad cops to the supporters, saying they have children and families as well that they want to come home to.
There's a lot of bad apples in Waterloo. But when we can do this, when I can ask them to come over and stand with us and take a knee with us in solidarity, and they do it without question, this is what we need in this city. This is what unity looks like. This is what bridging the gap looks like. It's not about pounding our public officials, because there's going to come a time when we need them. There's going to become a time when we need them. And my young kids are sitting in this crowd right now. And they need to know that they have public officials that they can call on and believe in without being scared. This is what unity is. This is what a peaceful protest is. This is what peace is. Because there's no such thing as opposite sides in justice. There's one side. Justice is justice, and injustice is justice. It's injustice. There's no gray area. If the law is in the wrong, that's an injustice. It's not justice. If the law is in the right, that's justice. If you break the law, expect to get arrested. I've been in prison 4 times. You talking to somebody who know what they've been. I've been through it. These guys don't know me for doing good. These guys know me because they met me in the county jail, locked up. I've got time in. But this is our city, and I'll be damned if I let anybody tear it up. Thank you guys for your hard work. I mean it. Thank you for your hard work. I mean it. Thank you. And if I was you guys, I would shake their hands. Because they shouldn't have to fear for their lives when they come to work either. They should feel safe in this area as well. This is how every protest in this city should end. By your shaking hands with those who are charged to protect us.
Every night.
James. She just brought up what we just talked about before about Cedar Falls. Oh, I told her. You got that back there?
Right, man. Bless you, man. You're welcome, man. Yep. We're trying to do the right thing. Thank you. You're home. Matter of fact, I'll take it. Appreciate you.
It's all good.
I had to stop at the gas station. I ran out.
Love, man. Love.
Wanted to introduce myself real fast. I'm Taylor Vessel with KWWL. I'm on Facebook Live right now. I caught a lot of what you said. Just wanted to see if maybe you'd give us a quick comment or quote to some of the people who are watching right now.
I just want everybody to know, man, that we need to be peaceful. Waterloo, we want to set the stage for other cities in Iowa to show them, man, that we're not just about coming out making noise. We can be organized, we can come together, and we can pray first, and then we can get out there and we can make sure that they hear our voice in a way that is peaceful and in a way that it shows unity together with the community. This is the sheriff of Waterloo. The chief of Waterloo, I have his cell phone number. I've talked to him multiple times on today. So it's just about being peaceful. It's about showing that there is a need. They know that there's a need. Our officials know that there's a need. So we have to just come united and peaceful, and then everybody goes home to their family. I don't want our city officials afraid. I don't want our police officers afraid. I don't want anybody afraid to do their jobs or come out and be able to know that we are united for the same cause.
I think I saw a lot of national reports and analysis early this morning that last night's protests across the country were mostly peaceful, that they were kind of a stark contrast to what we had seen over the weekend. You ended tonight, having protesters and, demonstrators come up and speak with you and police. Is this the kind of moment that you want to keep perpetuating, that you want these protests to kind of, bring people together and not necessarily be represented just by, kind of those small agitators that we've been hearing about?
Definitely. This should be the culmination of every night of protest. I believe in protesting. I believe in standing. But you have to have some sort of order. You have to have some sort of context so that the people know what they're marching for in the context of why they're marching. There's some youth that don't even understand of why they're out here. They're just out here because everybody else is. They've watched the news, they've watched national news and seen buildings burning and figured an opportunity to come out and run into a store and grab items and grab purchases and let their anger out in a violent manner, set cars on fire. We've had that happen in the city, I believe, haven't we, Sheriff? A little bit. So those are the things that have been happening. So when we have a peaceful resolve at the end of the night, there's something. We were heard. We were heard. We made noise, but we were heard in a positive light, and now everybody can go home to their kids. This is how it should end. This is how it should end.
Absolutely. I think we've talked about a few different times about how, the message is trying to get out there. We know the country's divided. There's no argument there on that. What kind of message do you hope you're sending out to convince people? I know you've kind of said it, but just reiterate it for me.
The message that I want to get out personally, because Yolandis Ross, he began this a few days ago, but my personal message would be that we're living in a world that it's a spiritual warfare. I'm a Christian. I'm a minister, and we have to understand that we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but principalities and powers, which means that the outside sources, and I don't want to sound weird, but this is biblical, but there are things that are going on that we don't understand where the enemy wants to keep friction. Mm-hmm. So we have to at some point show and perpetuate love in the time where there's hurt and there's pain. Because we have to be those who surround ourselves or throw our arms around the brother that may want to throw a rock, that may want to do something that's negative. We have to perpetuate the love that we have. If we say that we're Christians, we have to walk on that. So the message that I'm trying to send is God is in everything that we're doing. Jesus went into the temple and flipped over tables because he was angry. We're marching because we're angry, but we didn't do it under sin. We kept everything peaceful. When they wanted to redirect us to go some other direction, we made sure it happened. We don't want anything that's going to. We don't want anybody out here from other communities. That's happened. The Pastor Whitfield from the National Action Network, the president of the National Action Network, he was in Des Moines and he saw things that was just crazy, all kind of violence, and that's not what we want to perpetuate here.
Absolutely. Yolandis, you said, he said you kind of came down and kind of got this going. Why are you keeping it going?
because I mean, to a point, it was about to get ready to end, you know, because I thought it was just going into violence, you know. But I mean, it can be peaceful. That's all I wanted it for it to be peaceful. It's time where, you know, we see if it's actually going to be a change around here. You know, that's what we got to wait and see, you know, and then if not, then we get back to where we at now. But let's see if it's going to be a change.
Sure. Do you kind of, you know, want people to see the distinction? I think I was going through the arrest logs earlier over the last 2 days. There were maybe 7 people who had been charged with rioting. We don't know if they were part of the groups that marched, but walking up, the group was so large, you know, and we've heard across the country that there are small agitators kind of, you know, possibly causing problems. Do you want people to realize that that's not you?
Yeah, I want them to realize that's not me. I've only been saying since this started is I just want peace. It don't have to be violent. We don't have to tear our own city up to be heard. We're only hurting ourselves at the end of the day. That's all it is.
Absolutely. Okay. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you, man. We appreciate you.
Y'all have a good night.